Now, my students, if I was doing this, oh, Siri, set the alarm for 16 minutes. Sorry, I didn't catch that. It's been my day. Siri, set the alarm for 15 minutes. I'm running out of time. Oh, the 15:07 alarm is already up. Okay, this is what you really want to know. It's what the prices, what they are right now, and what they're going to be next year, right? Give you that. Well, that wheat, 7.16. Knock 15 cents off of that, so you're down to 7 because it's down. Corn next year was 4.99. Now I got the forward contract prices off the source online, and last week they took out next year's prices. So, and that's because of the volatility in the market, in my opinion. So I'm just using. They had a minus 20 basis for corn, so $5 you're down about a dime a day, so 4.99. Milo, that'd be around 5 beans, so around 11.43 is probably still pretty good. Canola, 11.45, and cotton, your current contract is down 2, so that's about 101, 102, and your 2022 ICE forward contract would be about 87. So that's your price for next year. Now, the question I have. Are these prices supported by the market? Oh, now we got some squirrely things going on in the market. So I can't really put it on. This is my 40th year doing this, and I think I'm dumber today than I was, 35 years ago. Anyway, we'll talk about the bad old days, the good old days here in a little bit. Freight rates, this indices goes up about 300%, 3 times higher. How much percent that is? We'll talk about that a little more. There's other interesting and things going on in the market. You got Egypt, only the #1 importer for wheat. There we go. Normal Russia supplies their wheat. Did you read that? Egypt imports are down 27% for the year. Now, remember in the 2021 market year, Egypt imported excess wheat, and I think they're catching up here. But they're buying it from Romania. They bought twice as much wheat from Romania than they have Russia and Ukraine. Either one of those individual countries. So Romania exporting wheat, so we got other countries exporting wheat. Russia's milling wheat supply. Their production this year, 2.66 billion bushel. Last year, 3.1 billion bushel. So they got less wheat, right? Well, if you look at their classes of wheat, and 4th class and above are milling quality wheat. In this year's crop, 88% of their wheat was #4 or better. Last year, 72% was milling quality or better. And if you multiply that out, they got more milling quality wheat this year than they did last year. You don't hear that in the market. You heard it here first, okay? Now, the caveat is, okay, they got more milling wheat. So what do they have less of? Feed wheat. So are they going to need to import some feed grains, corn? I don't know what they're going to do. I can also throw out Russia has an export tax on their wheat right now of $1.60. This is prices around the world. You've got Tanzania last week bought durum wheat. This is what you're going to have. For $18.50 CIF, that means on vessel at destination. Last year, this time, it was $8.82. Egypt bought wheat last year from Romania and Ukraine for 956 bushel. They had 85% of insurance and freight in that. Last year, this time, they bought that same fleet for $7.75 or like that. For $7.75, with 40 freight in it. So you see their freight is going up by 100% there. Bangladesh bought wheat from Russia. I don't know what protein level or what class it was, but for $11.40, it was $7.27 last year. And that 7.27 is 14 months ago. And so remember in 1920, during this time period, wheat prices were going up dramatically. So that 413 is 2 months earlier than that 182 for Egypt. If you look at Philippines, that was this week, 993 for hard white wheat from Australia. This time is 13 months ago, it was 694, or up $2.99. Medford, Oklahoma, that's this morning at 7 o'clock. It was $7. Last year it was $5.33, $1.67. How we doing? Let me get my bill check. So, do you have to support these prices? How long will these prices hold? Well, you've got world situation, 10.2 billion bushels, the Oklahoma price, USDA, all wheat price is $6.60. I got Oklahoma for the average annual price of $6.50. You go back to 2018, we had 10.4 billion and 510. It was 27 versus 28.9 consumption. You had a stock to use ratio of 39 and 18 and only 35 are down 4%. Is that enough? If you don't want higher prices? Or really, is that enough? Yeah, for $1.50 higher price. Well, if you look at the U.S. situation, now, if you look at the world there, you notice that stocks are above average. Yeah, notice there is wheat around in the world. There's wheat around in the world. It's on the market. If you look at the United States, 580 million bushels, $6.07 for the all wheat average price. I'm looking at Oklahoma being about 650. I'll show that on the next slide. The last time my stocks were this low, it was 752. You had 599. Look at your stocks to use ratio. I'd say that the U.S. situation supports the higher price. Wouldn't you? 2 years ago, it's 49% stocks to use ratio. I'd say it definitely supports the higher price. But what's the hard red winter wheat? 311 million bushels, 660 for U.S. average. I got Oklahoma at 650, 36% stocks to use ratio. Last time we were this low, we were at 599 with a 42% stocks to use ratio. So I would say 2 years ago, you had a stocks to use ratio of 59%. I would say that supports our higher prices, would you? At least for now. Black Sea, remember how the last 2 years I talked about the Black Sea drives our market, drives our price. That's not the case anymore. Recently, 3 or 4 years ago, when the Black Sea was driving our prices, I said they will peak out on production. And I believe they have. I think they peaked out on consumption. And if you look at their stocks to use ratio, it's always been down around 10%. If they produce it, they use it or export it. But I don't believe they drive our prices anymore. So bottom line, current price is $7. Harvest price 7.16. Well, after today, 6.90. We have 90% of this crop in the bin around the world. We've only got exporters of Australia and Argentina. You look at them, their projected 735 million bushels. That's their average. the third highest crop on record. That's their average. So my guess is that there's nothing coming down the pipe that's going to change the supply and demand situation until next August or September. Now, by the time June 1 of 22, we will have harvested 25% of the world's crop. But those are mostly imported. Now, India is striving to become an exporter, and they harvest in March, April, and May. So India could change this situation. Right now, these prices, now I'm not saying $7 is going to hold, but I think 6+ will. Look at corn quickly here, what we call the rapid fire.
Yes.
Yeah. It is on 25% stocks used, 32%. Come on, 25 up around $5. Can we hold that? Is that a realistic price? You look at the U.S. situation. I love this. Okay, tell me how we got a 1.24 billion bushels in these stocks and a $4.53 average price, and we got 1.5 billion in these stocks, and you got 540, a higher price. Come on, guys. Economics, basic supply and demand, higher supply, higher price. Okay, here's what's going on there. Everybody listening? If you remember last year in 20, prices when we got into harvest were low, relatively low. Our prices for corn increased in January, February, March time period this year. We'd already sold a lot of the 20 crop at that lower price. And so when you look at these average prices, like Oklahoma, we've got 50% of our wheat crop sold in the first 3 months. So if you've got high prices like we did, it's relatively high prices this year, or low prices last year, that you got to be careful on how you look at that average crop. That's a side. Okay, 10% versus 8.4 last year, 16% down from. Okay, you're learning audience, scare me to death. I feel like I'm in a lion's den. If I don't feed you to me, you'll come and eat me for lunch, right? I think. Well, let me show you this. Okay. Well, will those prices hold? I think there's more risk in corn than wheat, because look at where the export corn comes from. 33% U.S., 53% Ukraine, Brazil, and Argentina. Ukraine's still harvesting their corn crop, as we are. Brazil and Argentina are just planting theirs. A lot can happen between now and August of 22 to take that price down. Agreed? Good. Moving on down the line. Soybeans. Soybean prices, they're down what? 2.5 from. Yeah, I got a minute or two, right? They're down. My alarm went off yet. 13 above average world stock. And the average soybean price in the U.S. is about $9.75. It's currently up around 12. I say there's plenty of soybeans around, at least expected, right? In the United States, 20 million bushels in stock projected. I look on those. 1235 was the estimate. I think that's 1235 high, don't you? Given what's going on right now. So it's higher than last year, 1080. I feel just my gut is working anything to you. I don't know if there's any better, because there's a 50-50 chance that I'm going to be wrong or right. What I say when we get into January, February, and March, that corn, soybeans and cotton are going to be trying to buy land. There it is, 16 minutes. I think I've got 2 left. I might just listen to that. I feel kind of comfortable with those bean prices right there, at least for a while. We'll see what it looks like as we get into spring. Personally, if I was a farmer, which I'm not, I'd probably take advantage of some of those prices. However, what if we lose the wheat crop? What if we get into the harvest next year and we don't have one? What's that price going to be? There's a lot of risk. There's a lot of volatility. In June, July, August, September, or June, July, and August, wheat price on a single day moved up from 30 cents and down 30 cents. In September, you had 20-cent price raise. You can do that. Canola 11.45, that's the target price. And cotton 89, still not too bad. And we can talk about that. All right. Are those prices real? That's what you got to figure out. For the most part, given the information we have today, they're real. Our problem is we don't know what the information is going to be tomorrow to change those. And we can see some dramatic, big increases in those, or big decreases in those. I can't tell you which way it's going to go. I wish I could. Any questions? Can't read that. Says anyone who says he would like to go back to those days that hasn't been there on a cold morning. If there's no questions, let me leave you with the thought of the day. Ecclesiastes 9:11. The race is not to the swift, or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned, but time and chance happen to us all. With that, lady, they're yours.